I sometimes detect at locations I've been to before but haven't produced. It just feels good to be out in the streams. This was a rather peaceful day until I found something that got me rather excited. These are my stories from the signal. The Yellow Breeches is a beautiful and peaceful stream. Some areas are overrun by rafts and inner tubes on hot weekend days. These areas are great for finding rings. But it has sections where I feel alone, where I can just enjoy the day and maybe find something good detecting, where I can just enjoy the beauty and sounds of nature. A lone fisherman off in the distance. I wonder if I'm helping push fish his way, or if I'm making his job more difficult. I'm not a fisherman myself, but I respect the hobby. I respect the patience, the skill, the science of using the right lure, the right time of day based on the insect activity. I would think it takes incredible focus to make your own flies, and the sense of pride when a fish is caught with one of them would be very satisfying. As I approach this nice man, I talk. I show interest in what he is doing and how he is going about it. I truly like hearing his stories and about his hobby, despite wanting to jump into my own stories about my hobby. If you haven't noticed, I do like telling metal detecting stories. I was detecting for a while at this point. I was trying to locate a lost ring with no luck. I only found the tiniest of keys, perhaps a jewelry box key, and I did manage to find a train relic. I'll share that story with you shortly. At the point I encountered the man fishing, I was on my way to what I suspect was a ford. I had been there before and only remember finding junk, but I now have a new detector and I'm finding things in places I've been to before, not necessarily because it is a better detector, but it registers items differently. I pause as I spot a bird. I believe this is a young night heron. It's not that afraid of me, which I find odd. I encounter great blue herons often, almost every time I go into a stream, and they fly off long before I can get close. But this night heron isn't afraid. After a bit of detecting, I do make my way to where I believe there was a ford. There's lots of old trash here. Maybe it was just a dump site. There is a small stone wall, the remains of some structure from the past. I detected there for a while and decided to make my way back upstream to my car. The calmness of the day is surrounding me, even though I'm exhausted at this point. Walking and swinging a detector in a stream is a lot of work. I run into my friend the heron once again. I had to stop and admire. I hope you appreciate this heron as much as I did. As I proceed under where it was perched, and turn to capture one last shot from the other side, I notice how drastically different the sky was in that direction. As I continued upstream, I noticed some fish swimming. They were rather elusive. And for as calm as my day had been, I abruptly got a signal and looked down and pulled this out of the stream. I had no idea how much money was in this clip, but I was excited to get home and find out. When I did, I carefully started pulling the money out. It was deteriorated and almost falling apart as I touched it. I carefully started unfolding it and having to peel sections off of one another. I didn't have complete bills, but in the end, I believe there were 3 20s and 3 1s. I'm not entirely sure I'll be able to trade this money in. Maybe I'll take it to a bank and see. Or maybe I'll just keep it as part of my collection. Keep it as a reminder of what started out as a very calm day and ended up with a complete surprise.